Okay, in this video, I would like to let you know how to read data in the STATA format. So using the command code use. So if your data is already in the STATA format, if you want to read this data, that's very easy. You can just use this command code use. So what is data format is if the file's name is .dta, DTA is the stata's data format. So the use is read data in the data format. So basically you just say use and give the data know where is the the data stored. Okay, so this data is stored in this folder and the data's name is ACS 2015.dta. And you might put the option clear. Clear means you will clean all the data previously stored in the data. So typically we put the clear here. So use comma clear. Okay. And you have already learned how to use global. So basically you don't need write very long folders name. You can just use raw data, this nickname to represent this long folders name. Okay. So let me give you example. So basically you can use the full folder's name, very long, and this is folder's name. That's the data already stored in this folder. And put the data's name and implement. And you find you already load the data. You can see. Okay. And you can just use the nickname, the raw data. You have already claimed the raw data is represent these very long names of the folder. So they will do very similar things. Let's also load the same data set. Okay. And you can also combine with the CD. CD is change directory. So if you change the default directory to the raw data folders, then you don't need to put any folder's name before you read the data. Now you can directly load the data. Okay, so that's another way. So you can for example, you change your your default folder become this, and then you can, if you directly read the raw data, it will say files not found because this data is not loaded in the C folder. So you need to change to the data, change to the folder where the data stored. That's the raw data. It's stored here. Okay. So you change to this folder. The default folder is become this, and then you can directly load the data. So you can successfully load the data. Okay. And finally, maybe you don't want to read all the variable. You just want to read this full variable. So you can put the variable name and then using the data you want to read. So if you do not do that, basically you will read all the data set, all the variable. But maybe you just want to read this year, the data, serial, and household ID, region. Then you can just specify the variable you want to read, and they will just read this variable. So they just read variable, not a lot of variable. Just read this for 5 variable. Okay. Okay, so that's the introduction for introduce for this command use.